The Detroit Lions drafted Hendon Hooker in the third round, pick 68 overall. He seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. He played in a certain system. And Brad Holmes made it very clear that there is no controversy when it comes to quarterback. It's not a thing. And I believe him. Okay? And it's possible. We don't know where Hendon's going to start the season. Is he going to be on a PUP list like Jamison Williams? Is he going to be, or Jamison Williams was on an NFI, right? Will he be on that list? Because he could be. Very similar to Jamison Williams. Will we see him at all? So will we see him during the preseason? We don't know. But one thing we do know is that it is not a quarterback controversy. We even hear talk about Jared Goff getting an extension, which is the part Darren will love, potentially in about a year. Okay, which I think is the right time to do it before we go into the 2024 season. Hendon Hooker is 25 years old. I want to say sometime during the season he turns 26. With Jared Goff possibly being extended and the clear message that there is no quarterback controversy, what do you see happening with Hendon Hooker? There is a 3-year age difference between Jared Goff, our starting quarterback, and right now our projected backup quarterback. By the way, Teddy Bridgewater, that's off the table. I think that offer has been rescinded. I don't think it still stands, but it could. It would surprise me, especially with picking up Adrian Martinez in undrafted free agency. But Hendon Hooker, is his role going to be backup with the threat of starting, or backup or starter in 2025? What do y'all think? Mr. Murder. Wow. Name is a bit scary, my friend. Says Hooker is a backup at best for 2 to 4 years. So that means that he will be 30 years old coming off his rookie contract. Wow. I think Hooker will be backup for 2 years and then starter. Okay, Rainbow Girl. So that means that if that's the case, there's no reason to extend Jared Goff. We're not going to extend him to send him to the bench. Antoine says it depends on Goff. Goff starting ain't even a question, says DM. Patty says backup. Okay, so when we drafted Hendon Hooker, what were your thoughts? Was it, man, we got a backup now? Or was it, man, we got a potential starter? What was your thoughts when we drafted him? Not going to get extended for high money. I believe that. Thomas says just watch for Pascal in 2023. Yep. We can see Geno Smith type of thing with Hooker. Because who did they take? Who did the Seahawks take? Dern says I was thinking. Antoine says insurance. Insurance. So that's more than a backup. That is an insurance policy on a few things. A backup if Jared Goff goes down, or a replacement if Jared Goff sucks. Okay, that's actually pretty good. He's a backup and a great backup with starting caliber if Goff goes down. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. All right, so here's my prediction. My prediction is that Jared Goff, his extension, will be based on his play this year. I don't think he has to play to the level of what he did last year with those 9 games with no interceptions. I mean, that was ridiculously, like a ridiculous streak. And I think that if he plays well and he doesn't price himself out, the Lions have a good position to be in. Now, what I want to know is, why did Brad Holmes draft him? Was it because if you're talking about extending Jared Goff, that means that Hendon is like solidified backup. Like right now, what is he thinking? Is he thinking, okay, because they're not, My biggest thing about Hendon was the age. He's not 22, 23. He's a very mature 25 years old. Whereas you have Bryce Young, Trey Lance. You have those individuals who have 4 years. They're 4 years younger than Hendon. So what was the true intentions behind drafting him? Was it insurance, like Antoine said, for a sloppy year from Goff and a contingency plan if they don't extend Goff? Is it a contingency plan based on Goff outpricing himself if he becomes Matthew Stafford 2.0 and wants to get paid and he outprices himself in 2025? Or do you plan to extend Goff regardless? I mean, he can't suck, but you understand what I'm saying. Goff is getting better every year. He's getting better. I expect him to have a better year overall, whether it's a playoff win. And I think if Jared Goff wins a playoff game, you have to start talking extension. How much that will be, I don't know. But what was the purpose? I would have to agree with Antoine and say insurance. What that is, I don't know. But I would love to know the true intention behind drafting Hendon Hooker.